we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the stream. My name is Dragonfire, and with me, as always, I have Telly.
Hello, everyone.
Ah, so
There it
you got
is.
your, you should actually turn your lights off in your room so that we can actually see it a little better.
Yeah, that's too much work, though.
I mean, it's not that much work. Kings Joe with the 50 bits. Ooh, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. And we've got Punky.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. All right, we got a real special one here for you
That's
today.
right.
Just making sure my music, everything is looking good. Okay. I'm just setting everything up kind of right now. All right. Wolfie, I've got you on lurk. So I have to put that in one place as well. All right. Well, y'all, so it's Pride Month. And with that, our mission with this podcast is a lot of life and lifestyle, and it's always good to have people of different backgrounds come in to hang out with us and to talk about their experience. And one of our favorite people, one of the people that I met through that we met through Susie was Wolf, actually. Wolf, welcome to the stream. How you doing? Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Yeah. So it's good to. We wanted to get you on to kind of get your perspective today. Is we wanted to know about you, and specifically with the topic, with the month kind of in mind here. We wanted to know a little bit more about you, and this is some of the things that maybe we don't know quite as of yet. But yeah, who would like to start?
Yeah. So me and Dragon did prepare a couple questions right here. Like mine are kind of like, and so I might have some in regards to like the month. I kind of do, but like a lot of mine kind of um are like related to streaming a little bit too. So like yeah, I've like some. We got a little bit of both really right here. So let's see. I can start with something here.
Okay.
All right, actually, here's a good general one right here. Unrelated to both going in a way. How did you come up with your name on here, WolfHinata? How did you come up with that?
Um, WolfHinata is actually my cosplay name. I came up with that back in high school.
Nice.
My nickname back in high school was Hinata from Naruto. My friends decided that everyone's gonna have a nickname of a character from Naruto,
Yeah.
and I'm a very awkward and shy person. I might not seem like that, but I am. And I was very more quiet back then than I am now. And so I got the Hinata nickname, and started off with Wolf Hinata, and then just went with that, and yeah, like.
Very nice.
Nice, very nice. That's a cool background right there. It's really. I always thought WolfHinata was a nice name. Cool name for Twitch, yeah, and that's pretty cool backstory, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely. So here's my question: how did you get started with streaming?
So I knew that Twitch was a thing, but wasn't able to basically go on to it, like do my own streaming, that kind of stuff, just because of living situations and not very good Wi-Fi and that kind of stuff. And I saw that Susie was streaming, and I tried to get into Twitch, and again, the Wi-Fi wasn't very good, so I barely went on there. And then all of a sudden, I started getting into TikTok and that kind of stuff. Forgot about Twitch.
Oh,
And probably around 2021 or 2,
okay.
like my living situation started to shift, and I wanted my own computer, but like at this time I didn't have my own computer until now. So I was like, I have I'm setting up my new room to be where I have my own social media side for TikTok and cosplay.
Yep.
And what am I currently working at right now is actually a desk drawers.
Yep.
So I was like, I'll just make this place my art and streaming for Twitch. So after getting like some like tips from Susie and other streamers, just started off, and I'm like, okay, I don't know how to do this, but okay, let's go.
Right. fair
Nice.
enough. That's good. I'm glad that you did though, because I feel like we all benefited from getting to know you, and I know
Oh, yeah.
Flango is a big fan.
I told him to go live with you tonight. I will see if he comes. I told him, so we'll see.
Well, he's hanging out with Wolfie.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, he's with Wolfie right now.
Oh, nice.
Over on their chat. So if you're with me here, let me drop this link. Show them some love. I'll drop them their link in the chat. Dragon double cheeked up on a Sunday evening. Cool. I mean, yeah, that's how it be on a Sunday. We double cheeked up for Pride Month. I can't even say it with a straight face. But no. Actually, it's good that we're talking about this here, because we'll talk about that a little bit later. I can't quite get into it yet, but yeah. Punky, do you have any particular questions?
I guess one good question to always ask is, what is one of your favorite games to stream?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
That's a it's a difficult answer.
I know that like in my personal life, I like to play like Kingdom Hearts and Jak and Daxter. Jak and Daxter is my go-to, my love of all games. But I'm not good at those kind of games, and I don't want to embarrass myself, so I stick with my point and click and strategy games. But I think my favorite game, probably like my community is probably really annoyed with how many times I've played it already. But the unpacking has been my kind of go-to chill game.
It looks fun. It looks a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's really cute, relaxing, and Pride. So,
I'm out of
so it's all
bits.
in one.
I'm out of bits. All good. All good, Golden. All good. No worries.
Yeah.
I'd like to unpack Giraffe. Oh my God! Take me out to dinner first. How about that?
That's Kirk's job. Oh, I see a kitty. I see a cat.
You see a what?
A cat.
Oh, oh, it's Joni.
It's a black cat.
Oh, hi, Joni. Just a bit sus. It's full sus. It's not just a bit sus. It's full sus. But that's okay though.
Yeah.
All right, I'll ask a question.
All right.
So okay, we're gonna get right into the meat and potatoes of this. I can't answer this question right now. So yeah. What was your coming out story? Talk about that for a bit.
If you feel
All right.
comfortable.
If you
Yeah,
feel
if you
No,
feel
comfortable.
comfortable,
you
yeah.
don't have
No,
to.
it's fine. I can talk about it. So the reason why I laugh is I came out about 4 or 5 times. So which is totally fine for anybody else. It's totally fine. It's not like I'm trying to laugh at anybody else. I'm laughing at my own story. Just putting it out there. So a little backstory about me. I do still. I'm still in my faith. I am a Christian, and that does cause problems to me still, and sometimes for other people too. And I don't want to push that to anybody else. But I lived in a Christian family. I live in a Christian family, and very conservative. So basically I came out, like the first thing I came out as was like lesbian, and that didn't work out, and then started thinking about other things, about what actually like is me, that is a good word, that kind of stuff. And I just did a couple of things, came out again as lesbian, bi, it still wasn't me. And then I started researching, like, okay, so phase, not a phase.
No.
So I'm like, okay, but I really need to convince these, so I need to get my facts straight, basically. And so, now, my last time I came out, I am non-binary, which is that first flag right here. And I am pangender. You can have my little panda shirt right here. A pansexual and transgender. I mainly just go with non-binary just to keep it simple. Transgender is a umbrella under the umbrella of the non-binary.
Yeah.
Actually like non-binary flag more than the pangender flag, so I'm just like, okay, that's fine.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, that's it wasn't really just one story, it was several stories coming out. My family phase.
Yep.
But yeah, I just kind of just deal with that on my own. So
I'm kind of, I can relate a lot to that because I'm kind of going a little bit through that right now. I'm being purposefully vague, on purpose. But that flag on the bed, that's me.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I just, it's hard when you take that journey for the first time to be able to be like, okay, what's gonna happen, what's the reaction's gonna be like. There's like a million things. I don't know what your experience was like, but like there's like a million things that go through your head to be like, what's this, what like this is happening. For me, it happened very suddenly. Like
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting it to happen.
Yeah, I
And
remember the day.
and then it did.
It was mind if I like tell a little bit about that? Because you
Sure.
said you're not sure if you can. Okay, because like I remember the day pretty well. It was like a couple weeks ago actually. We were on the way home from like a rehearsal for our play, and then Punky was telling these ideas of like films or whatever he wanted to do, and like one was about like
Well, it's
um
about like well, I don't want to give too much away,
yeah, you're right, yeah.
but it has to deal with um relationship dynamics and self-identities, loving, people despite certain things, and it definitely triggered something in Dragon.
It did, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
It's kind of what opened the door to you to make you realize that like, hey, I feel this way. This is what I connect with, how I feel about myself, and then you realize that like
yeah,
through that story made
it
you
was
relate to it and made you decide that you're pan. So yeah,
yeah, it was it was very jarring. It was like, well, dang, this is happening. I guess this is happening now, and it's a runaway train at this point. I can't stop the words that are coming out of my mouth right now. Like my brain was like, dude, stop, just stop, and my heart was like, no, just go, just do it, just do it.
Do
and
it.
of course, yeah.
and that's exactly what happened. I did it, and
Yeah.
It worked out good.
it's so cool. I gotta go cook, but I will have you on PC. Susie's here as well too. Hi,
Oh,
Susie.
Susie. Hello.
Hi, Susie.
It was extremely when June started up and I saw everything happening, I was like, this is great. I can't do anything, but this is great.
Yeah. I know that there's different experiences and that kind of stuff. I've heard people just like you, just kind of clicked and kind of throws them off sometimes. For me, personally, I know that I've had these kind of feelings throughout my life. But as I was growing up, I was taught that it was bad.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of internal conflict throughout
Yeah.
the whole time.
Yeah.
Didn't
Same.
know what to feel about that and that kind of stuff. And it wasn't until I was an adult and I was like, I need to stop fighting myself and find out what these feelings are. Because obviously I'm not bad. Everybody likes me, at least most people,
Right.
or at least I hope so. So I'm just like, I need to figure this out. So that's how I brought myself to it.
Yeah, for sure.
Chargnet 899. Hello, welcome in. How you doing?
Hey, how's it going? Welcome in.
First time. Love to see it. All right. Somebody ask a question.
Okay. All right. I might have one here. So it might be unrelated to that because I just have like a lot of various different kind of questions here. Let's see what we can do. Okay, actually, I have a pretty good question right here. So this one, you did mention before that you cosplay a lot, and so my question is what is your favorite cosplay you've done, or who is somebody that you like to cosplay as a lot? What's your go-to for cosplaying, or what is your favorite cosplay you've done? Yeah.
Let's see. Well, I can't really have a favorite, but ever since I came out and was safe in cosplaying characters that represented me, that would be my gender bent Alice Angel from Bendy and the Ink Machine, the masculine gender bent one, and also the gender bent GLaDOS from Portal 2 or Portal.
Nice.
So those were I think my top favorites, and will probably be my top favorites for a while, because they were my first, like I said, my first time that I was able to cosplay a character that actually represented myself. Back then, I was only allowed to cosplay feminine characters, so
Yeah.
To find myself in a place that I felt safe enough to cosplay as those characters was just like freeing.
Oh yeah, I agree. Yeah,
So,
definitely. Once you get past that first part, like you just get like more freedom to really just cosplay as what you really want to do. You know? Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty cool that they feel like you have
I'm
that freedom
starting to
now.
my community. They're like, hi. I'm like,
Yeah.
Nice.
It's all right, y'all. Welcome in.
Yeah, welcome in, everyone.
Okay, I'll ask my question. Okay, now I might kind of benefit from that, and you'll see why. Okay, you know what? Okay, I'll try it. What advice would you give to someone who recently came out?
That's a good one.
I would say, I'm trying to figure out how to answer that.
I think we stumped you there.
Because I can just say how I experienced it. Because I'm pretty sure that you're kind of, in a way, in same as me, where it was not really safe in the area. Yeah. Okay. So, as I said before, I live in a conservative Christian family, and it's not always safe to be excited about what you're excited about for your pride, and especially in public, unfortunately, especially nowadays when there's like lots of violent stuff happening, which is really sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my friend J.K. Hart's, yeah. Yeah. J.K. Hart says, "Be proud of who you are. Find people who you choose you and support you.
Yep.
There are people who
Yeah.
love you." Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly,
It's true.
JK.
Yeah,
Yep.
I agree with that.
You definitely want to be as safe as you can. Be so. When I was on my vacation, there was a lot of spots where I knew that I couldn't be out. So I had to be very vague on how I spoke.
Yeah.
I was like, so one of the topics that came up was Harry Potter.
Oh,
And they're like, oh, you should read it and that kind of stuff. And I'm like, I've seen the movies, and they're like, oh, you gotta read it though. And I'm like, I don't support her anymore. And they're like, oh, why? And I'm like,
yeah.
being a bully. And they're like, she's being a bully? I'm like, yeah, I'll let you read on that.
Yeah. I'm gonna let you.
I didn't feel safe. Like, not that I knew the person to be like against it. I just didn't want to push my pride on them.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what their views were.
Yeah.
So to respect them, I just became vague and just like, yeah, that's kind of, if you want to support her, that's totally fine. I just don't. And if you want to research that, research it. If you don't, not my business. So
Right.
it's
Oh,
just
yeah.
big at first, and then get a feel on how the people are viewing that, and then see how safe you feel.
Yeah. Yeah,
Safety is first.
that
Oh,
that's
that's true. Yeah.
that's kind of my area. That's kind of the space I'm in right now. I'm finding I'm just like sussing everything out, and it just like doing even like the most simple things that were simple before are you're just like just thinking about it. You're just like, how is this gonna go now?
Right.
How is this gonna happen? Is this gonna work? Is this gonna be safe? Like what is happening? That kind of thing.
Another thing I would say is also I've outed myself a lot. And I'm like,
let me not do that.
oops.
Yeah.
And most of the time it's been okay. Like they're like, okay, let's move on to the next subject.
Yeah.
Okay. But like if you do that, obviously it's gonna be an accident or just like slips out and because they're excited about it. And then I would say just, make sure to like calm yourself down. Like it's okay.
Yeah.
If you feel, you're not in a safe space after like outing yourself, then you're like, okay, then I need to remove myself from the situation.
Right.
But yeah.
I've had a lot of those conversations with if you watch the podcast frequently, you would know that we had a guest on here and their name is Rue. And I talk to them very frequently about this. Anytime I have like a question, I would go to them about it, and it's a very powerful tool of knowledge to have a person like that who's very well versed in how everything works, and it's just untangling the whiplash, the 48 hours after the fact, the whiplash, and then just figuring everything out.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's definitely a lot. And let me not take up too much of time away from my other host. Funky, do you want to ask anything, Funky Otelli? Want to add anything to that? And both chats, y'all can ask questions of us as well too. So don't be shy. We don't bite. Don't worry. Don't be shy.
I guess one question I could throw out there is, how long do you think you knew before, like, you came out? Like, well, no, that's not the right
no, that's...
Yeah, that sounds like a good question.
Right way to put it. Like, how young were you when you realized, or you started to realize there's something different about yourself? Because like I realized it when I was like 5 or 6. I noticed that there was something different about me, and then as I got older, it started to progress. But yeah.
Who you want?
Yeah. That's a tough question. I kind of want to say I was around the same age. Like I started feeling those feelings towards other people that were around me. I didn't know what these feelings were. I was kind of weirded out by what the feelings were.
Yeah.
Obviously, I never had a boyfriend. I never knew what kind of what relationships were kind of like. I just knew my parents were in a relationship, that kind of stuff. And so I was like, maybe I'll just ignore it and it'll just go away. Well, it just kept on popping up here and there throughout my life, and so that's when I started fighting inside myself, like, what are these feelings? These are not right, and that kind of stuff. Yeah. I was not very kind to myself, and so it was, like I said, until I was mm, around 25-ish, I think.
Yeah.
That I started researching into these feelings and what they could be called.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I'll answer this too. For me, I knew a year ago, like fully. I knew, but I didn't. At that time, I didn't. It's much of the same as how it went for you. Like, just kind of. But just kind of figuring out, is this real? Is this what is this feeling? And then, it just kind of, I guess from that movie, the movie idea that Punky had, that that's when it really made sense to me. That's what I was like, well, maybe this is what it is.
Mhm.
That was, I guess, the catalyst for me figuring it out. And in that one moment, it was like, it was like a light bulb moment. It was like, oh, so this is what it is, and this is how this works. I mean, I'm still trying to get the how does it work part down, but
Yeah.
at the very least, understanding who you are, and that what, and that you feel that you're separated, I guess, in a way. You feel different. You don't
Yeah.
feel entirely like this way or this way. You're like in like this, you're like over here, and it feels weird because you're like, well, no, that can't be me.
Yeah.
But then you again, being kind to yourself, because accepting your journey, because that is who you are. And you just gotta surround yourself with people that will be supportive, that will be like, hey, look, you are not alone in this. I was talking, and I bring them up a lot because through this whole process, because of what they've said to me. The same friend is, they were like, well, I'm not gonna get into too many specifics of what they said to me, but I will say they were like, I don't want you to go through I don't want you to have a bad time, basically what they said to me. So like, having a good support structure in a time where you are unsure,
Yeah.
and you are trying to figure out who you are, is so key. Because like in the moments where the going gets tough, you can just kind of lean back, look like, just be like, hey, look, I'm kind of not sure where to go from here. Can you give me some help?
Yeah.
Very important. And which is why I'm kind of glad that we do this kind of thing, because then we can talk to each other about it. It's a open, safe forum, where we can not only talk to each other, but we have these wonderful people in the chat who kind of who always understand the assignment, who always are wonderful and always supportive, always safe. And it gives you joy to come into a space like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I said a lot, but really what I mean, TLDR is like, it's good to have people who are kind of supportive in a time like this.
Yeah, it's definitely. I'm really glad that you do have like a really big support system with you, because when I started out, I had my friends, but I basically had to figure everything out myself. I try to reach out as much as I could. I feel like a lot of my personal feelings are always like, I'm a burden. I don't want to be like asking questions, that kind of stuff. So I basically did it myself.
Mhm.
Because throughout that process of coming out and that kind of stuff, which was really hard, and it's still kind of hard. But with all the hugs to you too, Susie. But like I said, with my friends, I had at least. I feel so bad because I vented to the ones that knew that I was out and were allies, like full allies that didn't like just wave me off after I came out. So knowing that I had at least a select few that would be my allies, they might not know everything that I was going through, but at least they were there for me to lift me up when I needed them, and I was there for them too. But yeah, it's always, especially nowadays, like right now, like it is so important to have that community. So
yes, in a time like this, important to have allies, and especially I guess allies who are in it, who are in the community, who are like, okay, so you're new at this, so come on, let me help you. Let me help you go through this process, and I have my allies right here with me, and of course a couple of others here, but it was, I didn't feel safe going. I don't feel safe, publicly saying this, but at least here, it feels right because of the community aspect of it, because of we have those allies, which kind of brings me right into our next question. What are some ways that someone can be an ally? For somebody who may be listening who doesn't know how to be a proper ally as somebody in the community, what are some things they can do, say, or model that makes them an
ally? It's definitely situational. I know that there's a few examples I can probably think of. One thing is that if, like, there's been times where some people around me that don't support me being a they them, be like, she, her, dead name, and someone would come up and be like, he, him. Of course, I don't go by he, him, but I'd be like, me? You called me he, him? Okay. Yeah. All right. I'll take that. And it made me happy because, like, I'm okay with she, her, but it's just, like, it's not me.
Right.
It's not who I am anymore. And just, like, them validating me by, like, doing that for me, like, it upsets them obviously, but like it makes me feel happy. And there's also the fact that if you see someone like being bullied, you could probably go up to them and just say, hey, you want to grab a drink with me? You want to go to Starbucks? You want to get out of the situation? You don't have to talk. You don't have to talk to confront the bully because it could be not safe. So you just go up to them and say, "Hey, do you wanna go?" And most likely they'll say, "Yeah, let's go." Of course, the bully's probably gonna maybe try to do something, but you still have the 911 if everything gets out of the hand. But you still have your human rights. And you can make that choice of being safe, telling them, hey, let's go. I know that sometimes confronting the bully can be a solution, but most of the time when that happens, it comes out of hand and not safe.
Yeah.
So when that happens, just read the room for a little bit before confronting the bully, and instead of just saying, "Hey, the victim, do you want to come with me to a safe place that I know?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I don't really have anything to add to that because I
I
was
do
just
say that I found out that Hot Topic is actually enforcing their employees to say they them to anybody.
Oh wow,
So
wow.
when
that's
I
pretty
came
good.
into just recently, and like they're like, "Oh, they need help. Can you help them?" Instead of like, "Can you help her? Can you help
Oh,
him?"
I see.
Like,
Oh, I see. That's good.
That's cool. I
really?
like that. I like
Yeah.
that.
That was like the first time I ever went into a store and they said they them specifically, no matter like what gender they supposed my gender was. So I was
Yeah.
like,
I love Hot
I just
Topic.
love that.
Yeah, it's a goated store.
It's really good for business to to and just to be in general. It's really good to be inclusive to to not to exclude anybody. You have to you have to like I guess validate everybody. You
Yeah.
not picking and choosing. You gotta be fair. You
Hmm.
gotta be fair.
Yeah,
And I guess that's their way of doing that, which is fantastic.
yeah.
It's
It,
absolutely fantastic.
yeah, it's really validating because like it's really tiring to keep on like reminding people
Yeah.
they them or he him or whatever.
Yeah.
By the time that you're just like coming out to say, "Hey, these are my pronouns," the conversation's over. So you just like kind of have to accept it.
You know, I gotta talk about my man Telly here for a minute.
Oh no, what I do?
And look, it's good.
Okay, I know.
Because he did, unintentionally, albeit, but one of the most amazing ally things ever, which is get me a tie
Well, that's right, I did. Yeah.
with the colors on it. Like it's a splash of colors. I'll put. So what I'll do is I'll on my Twitter later, or even on the podcast Twitter or Instagram, I'll put a picture of that tie. Somebody remind me to do that. Yeah. So that it's little things like that that just make you so.
Can't wait to see.
Yeah. I'll put it up on Instagram later.
You should have worn it for the episode.
I should have.
Wanna go get it?
Huh?
Wanna go get it?
Should I?
If you want, yeah. I mean, you don't have to put a suit on. I think you just wear the tie.
I'll show the tie. How about that? I'll show the tie. I'll be right back, y'all. If y'all want to ask another question, I'll be back.
Yeah, I can ask.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I can ask a question. Well, I think it would be good to have a visual aid right now for those watching on Twitch. But if those who are not, yeah, there'll be a picture somewhere on social media, or if you're a friend of ours, you might have already seen it, like on Facebook or Instagram. But anywhho, let's answer
I saw
the
a picture
question
of
here.
it, so I was like, I still need to see him in it.
Oh, you saw a picture of it? Yeah, he does wear
Yeah,
it a
he
lot.
showed- he was like,
Oh, nice. Yeah, he likes to wear it a lot. I know he did wear it a little bit today. He usually wears it when me, him, and Punky hang out at our favorite bar, which we talked about in the last episode.
Yeah.
He wears it a lot there. Probably gonna wear it there this week. Probably gonna wear it during the rehearsals this week. But yeah, let me get a good question right here. All right, I have a good one. I want to wait for Dragon for that one. Let's see. So we asked before what advice you had for someone who's about to come out. How about we say, what advice do you have for someone who's new to streaming?
"He's streaming." Uh, um. I guess the first thing, is to set your boundaries.
Yeah.
Because those are gonna be the thing that can keep you safe.
Yep.
And if you have mods, then they can know what's gonna be okay for your channel, and what's gonna protect you from those that could possibly trigger you. And yeah, just basically making sure that you enforce those rules, enforce those boundaries, and don't let yourself be a subject of, hey, I'm gonna let that slide. Or if it's their first offense, then you're like, hey, I don't condone that behavior. I don't like those words. Can you rephrase that, or can you not do that again?
Right.
If they did it again, well, you just take them out, because you don't need that in your life, and you don't need that for your fun.
I've seen it a few times with some people on here. Yeah, it's not good to have that. And it's good to have like mods there in case something like that happens, because I know like me and Bucky are also mods on Dragon's channel here. We're always on the lookout for stuff like that. Whenever like we're live like this, usually I have the chat open right here on my phone, like in case that you never know. Like, I just have it to just look what's going on, and in case something weird like that would happen too. And definitely good to have some mods on your side there whenever you're going live, like or even your first time, because I know for my first time on Twitch, I talk about it sometimes here, I know I had like Flango and Dragon as mods, I think. And like I didn't have any bad experiences or issues at my first stream, but like still having like a mod and like a support system like that is good in case any disaster kind of happens. So yeah.
I've dealt with this like kind of stuff on like TikTok and Instagram, and that's kind of how I've enforced my rules here. Just like if I'm gonna be that way on my Instagram and my TikTok, I'm gonna be this way on my Twitch as well, just to protect myself and those that could possibly have the same trigger as I am.
Right.
There's the tie.
There it is.
It's got the colors.
Put it on.
It's
Put it on.
Man, it looks this. It's for the look. I'm not gonna put it on right now. I need the full look. I need the full look to wear it properly.
Got a suit and tie.
Huh?
I got suit and tie. Looking fly.
Suit and tie, looking fly. I might try. Don't worry, I won't cry. Could just go all day. All right, so Punky, do you have any questions?
I was just gonna say I'm about to be heading out, so I thought I would ask one last question before I do.
Gotcha.
All right.
So what does LGBTQ plus pride mean to you?
That's a good one.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Because personally, for me, it just means living your true self and loving that true self.
Oh yeah, that's a good answer.
At least.
Basically that. It's just like acceptance, love. My biggest thing, my biggest like quote that I love about the community is "Love is love," and that's what I've like. Even like as a Christian, I've always wanted to show my love for everybody, and that's how I am with my LGBT side as well. Like, all I want to do is show everybody acceptance, and if you're different than me, that's okay. Everybody's different, everybody's human. There's no room for judgment. That's not your job, and that's not my job, and you live your life as long as you're not hurting someone or abusing someone.
Definitely.
Live your life. So live it to the fullest. If you make a mistake, learn from that and get better.
Yeah, for sure.
Totally. Thank you for the hydrate.
Also, like you said, all about like living free or whatever like that, and loving thyself too.
Yeah.
It's basically just living free, accepting yourself for who you are. No boundaries like that, just like full acceptance. Yeah, just really basically kind of like what you said.
Yeah, and it can definitely be. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say just coming together as a community and supporting.
In this thing, community is like key, because like.
Oh yeah.
You're looking for direction, and depending on where you come from, it's not always you're not always gonna be like, oh yeah, everybody, it's gonna be great, it's gonna be fun. Like sometimes it's like, well, I don't know if anybody would accept me. You know,
Yep.
it's that was me.
Yeah.
That was the feeling I had, which is why it was such whiplash for me when it first happened with me.
Yeah.
So you know, but you know, Punky and Telly, you know, bless their heart, are always so loving and always so open that when it happened, they were like, okay, dude, take a deep breath, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
And yeah, because I told Punky first, technically. And,
well, yeah. Well,
and-
both of us at the same time, really. Yeah.
Yeah, and that whiplash didn't feel as bad because of you know, because of having y'all beside me. It didn't feel awful.
Yeah, and like the people you told, they like came out to before, like they've all been very acceptive of it, and like you're kind of like you said before, kind of like choosing like the right people to tell, and like all the people you told so far have all been great. Like yeah, like it's all people we know in like our circle basically, like, and you haven't gone like fully public with it, and like the people you told are like people
And-
close in our circle, like some people on this platform too that we're close with, and also just like friends of ours, like they were also guests of ours, like, you know, like, well, I don't know if I'll go too deep into that,
Yeah,
but like
but
friends of ours, really.
But no, I'm actually probably gonna talk to them again after this episode, because you know, I haven't told them this yet, but like I kind of see them as a little bit of a guide, and I come to them for like literally everything, all of my questions. So they're probably like, dude, do you yeah, they're probably like sick of it at this point. I asked them so many things. They're like, dude, what are you doing? No, it's fine.
No.
Punky, we're not holding you, are we?
No, it's okay. I was enjoying the conversation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I am gonna head out now.
Okay.
So,
All right.
Sounds good.
but I will be in chat. Lurking.
Okay, cool.
Gotcha.
Alright.
Thank you for
All
the
right.
Nice seeing you.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye. All right. Yeah.
Here we
So, you know, it's good to have somebody like that who is ready and willing to answer everything that you may possibly have. Did you find that to be the experience? Because I've had, now I'd actually recommend you watch that episode. Anybody listening is with
It's a very good one, yeah.
it's a very good one. It was with Rue.
A lot of
and-
funny moments and
a
just
lo-
nice moments too.
And you know, 10 minutes of me getting roasted, which was
about cheese, yes.
about cheese, which was hilarious.
Which is
I'm like,
most likely gonna happen again because we might have them on as our next guest on the podcast.
well, we're trying to get Rue back on to talk during June because you know, but it's just dates are weird.
Yeah, we're just in the scheduling process now. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, scheduling is like undecided. But anyway, it was that was fun. Did you find that to be your experience? That you had somebody that you would always go to for like, I guess, guidance and just knowledge?
Unfortunately, no, I didn't.
No.
I had to learn it all myself. So I was just researching and
Oh, speaking of.
What? Oh, they
speaking-
messaged you now?
Yeah,
Well,
literally.
would you look at that?
The timing. Oh my god. Okay.
yeah, I
And
was just basically just researching, and then a couple of people I would like Susie and JK Hearts that are in chat right now. Part of my allies and JK Hearts is also married, so just going to them and kind of poking around in their life a little bit. But basically, I just researched definitions and history of the LGBT community, and basically just that. And then also, I go to therapy almost all the time, so kind of figuring out how to do those coming out processes with my therapist, my therapists, were really good too. Of course, as a therapist, they aren't allowed to like, hey, you're this, 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 but they were helpful in helping me know how to process my coming out, my definitions of myself, and accepting those parts of me as who I truly am instead of fighting with them. So.
And that's the thing that I had, that I had with my person here, with Rue here. It was, a lot of tips, a lot of advice, a lot of just definitions, a lot of like, look, you're gonna be okay, just be patient with yourself. It was a lot of that. And it still is a lot of that, just the reassurance, the comfort, the support. I'm very lucky to have them in my life, and to have Telly, and to have Punky, and to have Flango, because Flango's reaction was my favorite, one of my favorite reactions to that. Absolutely, I just loved his reaction when I told him. But
Well, want to know my? Oh man, I wish Punky was here. Well, she might be listening, but I think my favorite reaction might be Brian's. His was so nice.
Oh yeah.
I really liked Brian's and the boys' reaction. Those were both really nice.
Yeah. I've been lucky, but I'm glad that, other people in the community use their experience to kind of guide me. Because I know you told me a couple of things too, Wolf. I think we had. Did we? I think we did.
Yeah, excuse me, you did message me a little bit, and you did tell me that you were Pam, and basically kind of poked me about it, because I think you knew that I was Pam as well, so. Yeah,
I actually didn't. I actually didn't.
Oh yeah.
I
was like, you're asking me because you knew that I was Pam.
No, I see. My understanding was you were non-binary. That was my understanding.
Yeah. I'm non-binary, transgender, and pansexual. So.
Oh, I see. Okay. So
I'm demi-romantic, if that makes any sense. But
I have no idea what that means, but sure.
You will eventually.
I will eventually.
You will, yeah.
I just go by those four, or these three, just to be general, because no one really knows what pansgender is, but because it's not very well known. But so.
You know what I wanted to do is I wanted a little flag pin and put it on the inside of my suit. And just like a little hidden kind of thing.
Or on your guitar strap would look cool too.
On the guitar strap too, yeah. But actually, I'll put it there. I'll put it on the guitar strap. Okay.
It's funny that you say that, because during my vacation, I was wearing this ring, and it's my pride ring that I just got. So
nice. There you go.
Accessory of my pride. So
you gotta send me a link to that, because I might.
You just go to Enso Rings, and they have a little pride ring.
I'm not gonna remember that. Okay. I am not gonna remember that at all.
You can watch the podcast back.
you tell me something, And I'll be like, yeah, sure, sure. And then 5 minutes later, I'm like, what was that thing you told me? Like,
Totally
I'm
same.
like super like, just like gone from the mind. I'm like, bro, I'm like straight up Dory, just straight up Dory.
Totally same. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll try
yeah.
to message you and what it is. It's a silicone ring.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's not metal if you're allergic to metal. So
Oh, yeah. No, it's all right. I don't even know my ring size, but it's fine. Okay. So we did that. Oh, I got one. And now, how do you celebrate Pride? And have you ever gone to any Pride events?
That's a good question.
let's see. Well, the first thing I do for Pride Month, I do for TikTok, I do drafts of what I want to do for future postings, and every Pride I do something different for like a video, but so I have 2 drafts right now in my TikTok about my Pride and that kind of stuff. And then I've been collecting Pride shirts that represent me and wear them when I can, when it's safe. And for the other question of have I ever been to a Pride parade or anything like that, I have not. I want to. The main reason why I haven't gone to a Pride event was mainly because due to a traumatic relationship, which threatened me to beat me up if they saw me at a Pride event. So
Oh wow.
What?
Oh man.
yeah, so I'm just gaining the courage to maybe try to go and hopefully not see them. So
Oh.
Oh yeah, that's not
Yeah.
good. Hope that all works
See-
out. Yeah.
yeah,
See.
sorry for the trigger.
Okay.
No, it's okay.
I'm figuring out if I can say this out loud.
Okay.
Oh.
Want me to say it? I'll say it.
Okay. I guess I'll kind of be vague about it. So
Okay. Maybe I know what it is.
that is kind of one of the things that I wanted to do as well, but like pictures.
Oh yeah, I know what we were gonna say. Yeah, want me to say it, kind of?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because yeah, we talk about it quite a bit on the podcast here. It's our favorite place to go every Tuesday. Our favorite bar. We do a karaoke app. You know, we probably talked about it. You might have heard us talk about it a lot on our channels. When we do our karaoke every Tuesday. At our favorite bar. We talked about it in good detail last week on our last episode. Check that out, by the way, everyone, with the boys. But what the thing that they're doing is they're doing like a kind of Pride celebration day. Like, well, it's like a pub crawl, I think, or something like that. But like they're doing like a Pride celebration day at the bar, and yeah, just kind of like decoration stuff like that. Like just invite people who celebrate Pride and everything like that. And yeah, we were thinking of going to that, but just the thing with Dragon is he doesn't really want to take any pictures because like you know, like if you're not public with it, like you kind of got to be careful with it. Is what we're trying to say, you know. So
Yeah.
like,
I'm really afraid.
so like if it's something we're gonna do, but like we might talk to like Brian and like the management about something like that. We'll figure something out. We're gonna try to go to that though for sure. We'll figure something out though.
I'm really afraid of that because I don't. Just talking about it makes me nervous because it's like
Yeah,
I don't.
and you'll be surrounded by allies though too.
I know, but like it just makes me nervous because
Yeah.
I don't want those pictures on
Facebook or whatever, anything like that.
Yeah.
On Facebook,
just
really, yeah.
I'm just really nervous about that. Yeah, it just.
And they do have like a pride parades here too. Like there was a big one today actually. Like Punky lives kind of like downtown the area. She said she actually saw some of it out from the view of her house, which is pretty cool. That's something I was actually talking about right before we got on here. How like she saw the parade from her house. I was like, oh, maybe next year we can try and go. And
Yeah.
that'd be fun, like a good goal, like
Or-
to go to the Pride Parade here in our town next year, because they have a
Yeah.
pretty big one. It's very kind of well known in this area, and so it's pretty cool.
You know what? Which is probably why this year I wouldn't even go, cause again, pictures again.
Yeah, give it
It's
time, I guess. Really.
yeah, cause pictures happen and things like I'm still new to this, and things that may not necessarily make y'all uncomfortable will make me absolutely uncomfortable,
Yeah.
cause I'm just it's just like a defensive type thing, I guess. It's just trying to make sure that I stay safe as much
Yeah.
as I can.
Yeah.
Because I don't trust much right now.
Yeah.
Not yet. Not yet.
Yeah.
Telly, do you have questions?
Yeah, I can look for a question. But it might be related to something different, but I can look for one. But yeah, like I'll kind of wrap up on that. It's like you said, like having trust and safety with that. I mean, like as time goes on, it'll probably get easier with like
Yeah.
who you tell and things like that.
Yeah.
Like from a year from now, maybe like things will be a lot easier on this topic.
Yeah.
Like
I
it
hope
might be a little bit more public with it, possibly.
I
No, I mean, well, I think, well, yeah.
No.
But well,
No.
you'll probably be doing like what you're doing now. Like I'm like tell more people we know and stuff like that who don't know. Like I mean, you were just telling me, you just came out the other day to like got another friend of ours, a friend of mine too, in our theater world kind of. You told me how that, and they had a good reaction too, which was
Yeah,
nice.
they had
I mean,
an amazing reaction. They were basically like, if you wanted to talk to somebody about that, just
Oh, yeah.
just send me a message. Talk to
oh yeah,
me.
they're like people like that, like meeting people like that. They're a good person. I can vouch for them. I've like told them a lot of personal stuff myself too. Like they're a great person. But
Yeah.
yeah, just like you probably talk to more people like that. People we know too. And just tell them, and just other people you meet with it too. Like I could see like more growth with it within a year from now.
Yeah.
And that gives me an idea for next year's episodes. And this time of the year, like talk about reflection of Pride Month from a year later.
Yeah.
There we go. Got an idea for next year's June episodes, just right now.
Yeah. Right.
That's actually a good idea. I'll try to remember that.
Maybe Wolfie, maybe we'll have you as a guest host
Yeah.
next time.
Mark your calendars 1 year from now. The
1
return
year
of Wolf.
from now in June, with guest host.
Oh, guest host, yeah.
WolfHinata.
Not a guest anymore, guest host.
Guest host. Imagine you starting the podcast.
I think that'd be cool. I can see that happening. That'd be cool.
Oh, I wanna try this. I wanna see if somebody. Maybe I can pitch it to Rue. Maybe I can pitch it to somebody who we've had in the past. The only qualification is you've had to been a guest at least once.
That's actually what happened with Funky. She was a guest once and then became a host.
Yeah, she
So, you never know.
she was a guest on like our second or third episode, and then she was a guest host after that, and then she became a permanent host after that.
And here we are now.
Here we are, what, like 4 seasons later?
Yeah.
Something insane like that. Okay, so
All right, I think. Were you about to ask a question?
I have questions, but they're off book at this point, off my list.
Oh, okay.
Because now,
actually, you know what? Yeah, do questions like that. Yeah,
I'm kind of vibing with Wolf right now, so it's kind of cool.
It's a hybrid, like you were saying. Yeah.
Yeah. So, given that what you know about me, what advice would you give me?
That's a good question.
Because I've been, as much as I can, I've been an open book to you.
Yeah. I would say definitely try your best to keep yourself safe.
Yeah.
And as hard as it is to like keep it to yourself, in situations of needing to keep it to yourself,
Yeah.
make sure to be positive to yourself, be kind to yourself, and like if you start getting invalidated, I guess I could say, validate yourself in your head, because that's basically what I've been doing. Is whenever
Oh
I
yeah.
get invalidated, I start validating myself. Positive self-talk, basically.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I can kind of do that too
Um,
myself sometimes. Yeah.
yeah, and like you don't have to rush yourself. Take your time. And if you're wanting to come out to someone but you're not sure,
Yeah.
maybe try to think of subjects that would bring up
Oh yeah.
the LGBT community, but not like coming out to them fully.
Yeah.
So like, oh, I heard there's a Pride event. What are your thoughts on that? Just
Oh
like
yeah.
kind of like vague conversation to see how they feel, and
I
then see how they feel safe, being safe while telling them.
Did you know I had this exact same experience very recently where I left a gathering earlier because I knew someone who I wouldn't be safe with was coming
Oh yeah.
and I had to leave. I was like,
Yeah.
I can't be here.
It actually worked out because that person didn't even come, but you did the right thing by leaving.
I had to. I
Yeah.
was like, I'm not gonna stick around. I really can't stick around for that because that's just gonna be difficult to deal with.
I'm sure that, like Telly and all your other friends and allies would understand the
Yeah, I
situation of
understand
you,
because
Yeah.
you needing to leave to keep yourself
Yeah.
safe.
Yeah.
like I
And
won't go into specific, but yeah, like there's the person he didn't really want them to know, at least at this point, because like this person, yeah, yeah, that's all I'll say.
Yeah.
We don't know what their reaction will be like. That's the thing. It might not be a good reaction. That's all. That's good. That's kind of like how it is. Yeah, we just don't really. We're just not too sure of their reaction really. It might not be a good one. So
Yeah.
they act a little, yeah. So they're not really the ideal ally with it. You'd say, kind of, right?
Yeah. No.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, for them, I would probably wait a while
yeah,
Or
or
I
not
would
tell.
also I would also say get advice from other people as well in the community. Because what I could say, like, as advice is just from my experience.
but
Others
that's
might have better experience and knowledge than I do, because I'm technically still new.
Yeah.
Because I basically had to do it myself, learn and stuff. So
I mean,
yeah,
you still have experience to share though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's the thing. Like, it doesn't matter if you're new. You're still new. You're still not. I'm still newer to this than you. So you still have
Yeah.
experience. Um. So yeah, that is kind of what happened here. So okay, just to kind of now close everything out here.
I actually have a good question myself too.
Okay, go ahead.
I have a really good one I want to get to.
Okay, do it.
So this is one actually incorporates two things we talked about. What are some ways you can incorporate Pride Month into your streams?
Mm. Um. Hmm. Well. I know one thing I do for my streams is I put in my identifiers. So for the tags, I put all my genders and pansexual in there. The LGBT community tag in there as well.
Yeah.
That's one way that some people have found me.
Oh yeah, tags are always helpful. Yeah.
Yeah. The other thing is finding LGBT games to play
Oh yeah.
that are in the community or written or produced by an ally or someone in there. Um, the other way is to maybe set up a charity event or charity link to support like a charity that supports the LGBT community, like Trevor Project, or there was another one I just recently found out about. I forgot what it is called, but Stardust Mercury did a huge event, and I think I'm gonna go check them out because the actual charity helps those that are in the community that needs healthcare that are taken away from, and giving out free binders to those that actually really need them and that kind of stuff. So yeah, doing that kind of thing really helps.
Yeah, for sure.
Well,
Yeah, it's good way to good stuff to do, yeah.
yeah. All right. So we've been asking you a lot of questions and we've had some very good organic moments here. But here's what I want to know. Do you have any questions for us?
Not really.
It's something we always do at the end usually.
Yeah, that's kind of our thing here. So
any
yeah.
of your community have questions? I don't I don't know if anybody else is in my chat that wants to ask questions.
Yeah. Any chat, yeah.
Yeah, we'll hold for chat. Chat, if you want to ask any questions, we'll hold for chat. But in the yeah, but you know it's just been good. I feel like my friendship with my I guess my mentor has gotten a lot more stronger as a result of my process. Like we were just like acquaintances. We would barely talk, but then I knew that they were agender.
Yeah.
And they were out. So I was like, I'll talk to them.
Yeah, I remember the day you came out to them. You were like, I don't know if I should do it. I don't know if it's a good idea. Like we were like going for like an open mic that night. I remember that. You're like, I don't know if I should do it. Should I do it? And like actually happened to be the same night that Dragon came out to you, Wolf. He came out to you and the mentor. So like both got good reactions. So like I think that was worth it coming out to both of you guys.
Yep. That was the best decision. I'm coming out, well. Okay. So going through that process, making that decision, and with you, Wolf, was probably one of the best decisions I've made, to be honest. Because it was good. It was I usually hesitate whenever I do this thing, but I didn't hesitate with that. I did not hesitate at all. I was like,
well, I'm glad I made you feel safe.
yeah, absolutely. All right, well, it looks like we're good here with chat. So yeah, guys, Telly, any final thoughts? Wolf, any final thoughts before we get going?
Nope, I think I'm good.
All right. So just like always, we don't raid on podcast nights, just because for Spotify, I like to keep the audio clean, and normally when I raid out you can hear the audio of other streamer. True. So I like to keep the audio clean for Spotify here. So yeah, guys. Everybody, thank you so much for hanging out.
It was a fun time, yeah.
Yeah, it was a really fun time. Should we do a guest host podcast training with Wolf and have them close the podcast.
Okay.
You wanna close the podcast?
I'll try.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. All right, go ahead, close it out.
Me or Wolf? Because I'm drawing a blank here.
3.5 hours later. No, it's fine. I'll do it. I didn't. I totally put you. I totally put you on the spot. I totally did. It's like, oh, what do I do? What do I do? What do you want me to do? All right. Well, I got a template for you. It's fine. For next time though, it's gonna be next time whenever we get you. Hopefully it's before next year, June.
Yeah, hopefully aim for something different. Yeah.
But yeah, I'll have you open and close the podcast at that point. And yeah, all right. Well, guys, thank you so much for hanging out. My name has been Dragonfire. With me, as always, I've had Telly.
Good night, everyone.
I had Punky, and Punky's not here. And I had Wolf. Okay, here we go, everybody. Be safe.
Be safe.
Take care.
Take care.
And we will see you
I'll see you
next time.
next time.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.